Hello, welcome back to the Prem Predictor, where we're still trying to predict the Premier League table for the season. I've got some incredible football people with me here today, and we're going to take on the incredibly tough to predict 15 to 11.
Paul Machin,
Robbie Law,
Jack Reed,
Steve Green,
Peter McPartland,
Eunice,
Jonathan Wilson,
Nicky Hawkins,
Flav.
If I won £50 million,
50 million,
50 million,
50
mil, I'd retire.
50 million. 50 million.
inject a little bit into Everton Football Club, not too much.
Hey, we're shaping up nicely now. I think we've got the places 20 to 16. We want to win this Will Hill 50 mil. I've got the next 5 teams. I've got Leicester, West Brom, Swansea, Newcastle, West Ham, and the Ev.
Chris, I need to make a point here because I think everyone's been way too generous to Leicester.
Okay.
They've had a lot of off-field problems in the past few months, you know, Son, manager, now Vardy, Ranieri, everyone was a bit and ahhing when he's coming in. Why is everyone being so generous to Leicester?
I don't know. Where do you think they're going to finish?
I could happily put them in. My bottom 3 is the teams that came up, so all 3 going straight back down, but they're going to be struggling. They're going to be on the edge of it the whole season.
So if we lock this off now, well, you want me to open this back up?
I want to open.
Anybody else have Leicester back in?
I'll put Leicester back in.
No.
Throw West Brom in there as well.
Throw West Brom in there as well. Hang on, this is getting a bit out of band here now, isn't it? Right, for argument's sake, I'm going to put Leicester down in 15. Ped, Everton finished in 12th last season, didn't they? Do you think they're going to make it up into 11th?
I can fully understand why people don't really know where Everton are going to finish this season. For the last 10, 11 years, they've been quite consistent in the top 6, top 7. But last season took a major nosedive, mainly down to European football and the lack of a squad.
Oh, if Everton sell Stones to Chelsea,
They're not
they're not going to sell him.
Roberto has said.
Shamu, did you buy Rooney off?
Who did you sell Kevin Keegan to? It's ancient history. It's gone. We wanted to sell Fellaini. Now they want to sell Fellaini.
Yeah, to be fair, we did get the short end of that.
Yeah, it's Liverpool plan their sales. First of all, they demonise their players. Then they buy in replacements, and then they sell them, and everyone hates the player. And then the player blocks everyone on Twitter. It's a lovely cycle of events.
I want to see Liverpool be the best team in the league, and I'm happy for Everton to be the second best. It's as simple as that. At the minute, they've got no backing, they've bought no decent players, the manager's suspect. They still haven't found the Arteta money. I don't know what's next for Everton in a positive sense.
So where do you reckon West Ham are going to finish?
I would have said last week, if they took European football seriously, probably around 11 or 12. But they might just push for the upper echelons. You know, maybe a club record 8th. They could put that up there with their World Cup win. Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe, you know, their new stadium that I paid for and you paid for and you paid for. So there is that as well. So
we're quite confident that we can build on what we've done last year. We had a good start last year. So I'm confident we can hit the top half this year, at least. I think myself, I think about 7th.
It depends as well. It depends how many videos their owners shift as well by the end of the season. You know? So it's a booming market, I believe. You know,
Tell you what, you're dropping some hand grenades here, but I'm going to drop them into 12th there. You happy with them at 12th?
No, I think we're going to go up here.
So why is Bilic going to get you up there?
It's a new brand of football. I'll be honest, I wasn't that confident going in. The European games, we've got knocked out of that. I don't know whether we got knocked out on purpose, but we didn't take the second leg that seriously.
I think Slaven Bilic could go one or two ways. You know, he's clearly got that. He's an angry man. He's an angry man, Slaven Bilic, and he could fire them up. He could give them that antidote to what, you know, the over-considered at times approach of Sam Allardyce. But equally, you could see it going into absolute meltdown.
I wasn't that confident with Bilic, as I said, but, you know, seeing his brand of football on Sunday, I think that can give us a real push. You know, we look like we're going to play football again. Okay. You know, we're not going to go to the top clubs and sit there defending like, you know, what Allardyce did, you know, taking on the Chelsea, trying to, you know, minimise damage. He went toe-to-toe with Arsenal, and I think if he does that for the rest of the season, I think we can really push. We beat Arsenal 2-0. We went toe-to-toe with them. And
I'm surprised you're not wearing this shirt.
yeah, I should have done.
They had an infant playing in midfield, which is basically Arsene Wenger his own game.
We're going to move this on a little bit now. We're going to go to West Brom. We're going to put them in there. Unhappy with that? Happy with that?
That can stay there.
Okay, Newcastle, I'm going to put them in right down there, and then I'm going to go Swansea to fill in the places. Has anyone got anything at all to say about that?
My surprise package this season is definitely Swansea. I really like their style of play. They are going to be a very formidable team this year. Are going to be a team that is going to cause a lot of problems to big and small teams.
Swansea, you know, they've built the platform. They've done everything right over the last decade or so. I thought they were really, really impressive at Chelsea on Saturday, took the game to Chelsea. But I think it's a really interesting, really nicely balanced squad that Swansea have got now.
Who finishes up here?
I'm happy with the bottom, how many's that? 8. I'd probably maybe drop Everton down one.
Okay.
And then I think it's maybe Southampton come down just because we've got Europa League as well.
Wow,
Yeah,
okay.
I was going to say that as well. I was going to say that it's going to come about 11th.
Okay.
still
So,
losing
anybody else got any problems with that?
Can I make a point that Newcastle, they could well do that, but I could easily see them finishing. They could absolutely collapse. I think they're much like Steve McLaren's hairline. They're a fraud of a club. and I could say, no, but you know what I mean. They could absolutely go one way. They could have a really solid, very Newcastle-like season where they flatter to deceive, or it could go completely and utterly bust. And you can see
A lot of them players are also on 0-hour contracts as well. that's a big worry.
Okay, so Paul, where do you want
You can't
Newcastle?
expect a man in Lonsdale saying
Paul, where do you want Newcastle missed the last move?
You know, no, I think they're fine, but I think they'll go to one of two extremes. I can't see them being comfortable.
I think if you look at the table 6 weeks before the end of the season, there's probably going to be a 10-point gap between 7th and 15th, and that just shows how tight everything is.
Right, I'm with Ped, the kingpin of Toffee TV. Ped, we're here to do the Prem Predictor. You know the rules by now. You've got 20 places, 20 teams, you've got to fill them in 60 seconds. Go for it. Leicester, mate.
15th.
Chelsea.
Top.
Oof. Stoke.
Stokes 8th.
You said 7 before. Southampton.
11th. 5th.
Tottenham.
6th. 10th.
Wally with the Wally.
I want them to be as far down as possible.
Palace, mate.
Palace, I think, will be 7th.
Brom.
West Brom.
You find selves. Spot open.
9th.
17th was open. Bournemouth.
Can we get any further down? Watford.
City. Norwich.
Norwich.
Arsenal.
He's still a bit sore from Watford, isn't he?
Villa.
Villa down. They are good. They are terrible.
Sunderland.
Do you know what? I'm going to swap Norwich for Sunderland.
Are you?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, definitely.
Swansea.
Swansea, I'm going to finish 12th.
Is that because it's open?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
How many
that'll
seconds
do.
was that?
That'll do. I think.
Okay, you know what? I think that's right. Talk me through it, Ped.
Massively impressed by Crystal Palace and their spending. I think they're going to, as much as I hate Pards, he's an absolute tool. I think they're going to do well.
Crystal Palace, I think they're ready. I think they're ready to make a giant step up. You can't fault the fan base and the support they've got are just absolutely out of this world. I think they've got stability for the first time. They've got good players. They've signed better players, and they've got a good, solid manager who they love at the club. So I think they'll be a surprise package in a positive sense.
Swansea probably finish higher. I think I've done them a bit of disservice there. Southampton probably suffer from European, like we did last year. We'll probably get relegated, but I can't do that on here because we're just terrible, honestly. Villa.
Why are you terrible?
Because Roberto Martinez is just phenomenally an idiot. No, I don't know. We just haven't got a system that suits the players, and the manager just hasn't realised that. So unless we go and at the moment we're getting outspent by Bristol City. So I think that says everything. I think Villa will probably go. Sunderland are awful, and Bournemouth just because of the lack of resources. But Watford are very impressed by them on Saturday, considering the new players that they brought in. They looked.
Was it 5 new starters against you?
Yeah, they looked a good unit and looked like they knew exactly what they needed to do for the Premier League. And as everyone else is saying, everyone else is just everyone's the same, aren't they? Everyone just spends the same amount of money and brings in lots of talent. I think Chelsea will sneak it because I just think they've got a little bit more firepower. I did have Arsenal finishing second, but City impressed me. And if they can keep the defence tight, because I think that's what let them down last season, I think they'll do really well.
Go on, one more talk.
What? You've brought in 8 million players again. And Brendan's a tit. I mean, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say?
I suppose that's the final word on that. Yeah. Don't forget to predict your Premier League table by downloading the app from the App Store. It's dead easy. for your chance to win £50 million for just £2 entry. Competition closes at 3 p.m. on the 22nd of August 2015. Don't forget to subscribe to the Ball Street channel to catch the next episode of Will Hill 50 mil.
Hang on, because Sunderland is guaranteed in 20th now, are they?
Well, no, you were supposed to come up with an argument for them to come out of the bottom three, and you've not done that. You basically told me that everybody was slow.
Yeah.
Your defence hasn't been fixed.
Yeah.
And Jermaine Defoe's quicker than the rest of your players.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so they're going to stay in 20th.
We should